What's up, guys? We're back again. This time
Once again,
it is gonna be
on the move.
Hey, Mom.
How's it going, DemizE?
It's going good, man. It's gonna be a good show today. It's gonna be a good show today. We're gonna talk about one of my favorite topics in the entire gaming industry. And no, it is not first-person shooter games. No, it is not arcade anything. No, it isn't even fucking extraction shooters. No. It is the all-time glorious real-time strategy games. Where boys became men. Let us be real here. Like, that is...
My heart is twice as big from hearing that. Oh my god. I love RTS.
It's like, let me tell you, the audience right now, just like...
Yes!
Let me
Louder!
tell you, man,
Louder! Applause!
They're just clapping because this is a good time to bring up an all-time great fucking just category in gaming altogether. I mean, it's so overlooked because it's not as big or it's just not as flashy as everything else. But man, it is one of the most unique style of gaming you'll ever have in your life. Yeah, come in.
Yeah, so we're talking straight up Command and Conquer, man, StarCraft, and how that kind of like rolls into today's gaming scene. I think that's kind of where we are. I have plenty of memories of playing Command and Conquer.
Do you?
Oh
You
yeah,
should tell me
for
about
sure.
them.
For sure. Man, when I was a kid, man, my friend kind of like owned a shop and we'd always had to like run in there and like take the same game, but you take the code and whatnot. And you just, or not even the code. This is before the codes actually. And you would go in and we didn't have computers at the time, but this like shop they owned had like a bunch of computers. And we went in after hours, man, downloaded Command and Conquer, I think Command and Conquer General Zero. And we would throw it in there, man. And dude, right after school, we would be like just straight up playing it. Like we'd be playing for hours and hours and hours. And that game, by the way, is one of the most racist games you've ever seen. But it is fun. It is a glorious game. The idea that you could like duck between like buildings and blow buildings up at the time and like put your little troops on movement. The Chinese people was you could like build army soldiers.
Are you
And
talking
I don't
about
know, it's
like?
crazy.
Are you talking about like the early Command and Conquer games when like?
Mm.
Do you remember when? Oh, what was it? It was no. It was either Advance War or Total War. It was on the Game Boy though.
Dude, Advance Wars.
Yeah, it was
Dude, I
Advance
love
Wars.
Advance. I love that. That
That
was a great
game was
game.
that game was hella fun. I remember playing that when I was like, hell, see when the Game Boy Advance come out, middle school,
Mm-hmm.
elementary school still. I think I was still in elementary school. Yeah, I think I was still in like the 4th or 5th grade when it came out. Maybe 3rd grade. Maybe even like 3rd grade when it came out.
I think I got a Game Boy just specifically for that game.
Yeah, because you
I
had
remember
to.
that.
Yeah, because you had to have the Game Boy Advance to play Advance Wars. You had to. If
Mm-hmm.
you didn't, you could not play it because the Game Boy Color and the classic Game Boy would not suffice it.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that was a great game. Oh man,
Toaster.
the storylines of Command and Conquer and StarCraft.
2 coasters.
Snap! Someone got their food in. Let's get it.
Right? No, like Command and Conquer,
Mhm.
StarCraft. Dude, StarCraft. You want to talk about StarCraft? They were talking about doing StarCraft 3. That's going to be pretty nice. If
Are they doing
StarCraft
StarCraft 3? Is it like is it confirmed?
It's not confirmed. It keeps getting thrown up inside the air, just like always. It's one of those things that'll always get thrown up in the air. It's aggravating as hell because we don't want it to be. But
Do you think the reason why RTSs took like a big hit is because like they couldn't figure out how to monetize it properly?
no, I think RTSs took a big hit because today's gaming industry just kind of sucks shit at their jobs, and today's society, literally, their capacity to think is okay. How can I post a TikTok and then that's it.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
That's what really killed RTSs because you gotta remember, man, like real time stratagem games, it was real time, so like it it counted in exactly. It counted down in increments. So like, if you weren't paying attention, if you weren't constantly thinking about your next move, I
It's
mean,
over.
you were gonna lose. It was literally
Yep.
chess. You were playing chess in a different setting. That's what RTSs really were. You want to talk about like the first RTS? It's chess. I mean,
Well,
let's be
strategy
real.
game. Strategy
Real
game.
time stratagem. It
I
was a
guess
board
technically
game.
it wouldn't
Yeah,
be.
it's
I guess
chess.
technically it'd be real time.
It is real
I
time.
remember.
I mean, it's chess, brother. Like that's the first real time
Mm.
stratagem game. Like,
I guess you're right. You're right. And they had the fucking clock, bro. If you did competitive chess, had to click the
real
clock.
shit.
You got 3 minutes to play this fucking game. I was like, what?
That's what I'm
What?
saying. That's like exactly what I'm saying. It's just like, brother, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But no,
I was hyper competitive at Command and Conquer Kane's Wrath, Command and Conquer 3.
yeah.
I was like ranked like top 50 in the world for a while actually. I have a
Well,
question for you. Here's a real question, man.
okay.
Okay. First off, what is the longest multiplayer game you've ever played, like RTS game, like online against somebody? What's the longest game you've ever had?
2 years. Me and my
No, no,
buddy.
no, 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 not like.
Yeah, one game. It was a game of Anno. It was a game of Anno. It was Anno 1900. It took us 2 years because all of us, we started moving. But technically speaking, with how you worded that question, that is the longest continuous game of any RTS that has taken me the
Okay,
longest time.
without logging off and like taking a break. Okay, we're talking
I
like
have
continuous.
never done that. I've never been able to fully do that. It's almost impossible
Mm.
if you have the right people playing. It's going to take you a few days to finish. Like
Yeah, for
realistically,
sure.
like an RTS game should take you anywhere from like with like a good systematic party and you're not like forming alliances or hell even if you are forming alliances, it should still take you like 2 to 3 days. I mean, a week max to finish a game
No,
realistically.
I mean, yeah, if you're playing Stellaris or something of that nature, of
I mean,
course.
Stellaris, Anno, I mean, StarCraft, Age of Empires. I mean, if you, like I said, it all depends on the kind of party you have that you're playing with. Because I mean, like,
Yes,
I could play, I could play Anno with almost anybody, and I guarantee you, I'll fucking beat them within like two days. But that's just because I know how the game's played. For
I'm gonna tell you
example, like
something.
Stellaris, I'm not too versed yet inside Stellaris. I'm still pretty new to Stellaris, so I don't know
Yeah,
exactly how it works. So like for example, like my buddy Minnie could probably wreck me in Stellaris extremely
hmm
quickly. I guarantee it. Like I almost can guarantee he could. He plays that game religiously. Like he knows that game.
well, yeah, know the ins and outs of Stellaris.
Exactly.
Like
That's
it's
what I'm
pretty.
saying. So it's like, RTSs really do depend on time frame. It depends on what kind of RTS you're playing as well. Because like there's different levels to RTSs, you
Oh,
know?
for sure. There's like grand strategy RTSs and there's battlefield RTSs.
Exactly. And I mean, hell, there's first person RTSs.
Oh,
Dude.
I saw that shit. I've been seeing that. Are you talking about the one game where like you're like a soldier, but you can build like it's kind of like turrets and shit, and you got to fight off like another crew or some shit. I
Well,
don't
I
know what the
need
hell it
the
is.
sheet. It's in my car. I got it all the way up there, and I didn't have.
Oh, get that car. No, no, no. But yeah, man, seeing Command and Conquer go from where it is in the past, where it had a thriving community, to like where it is now, is like sad day. And they need to rebuild that. We need Command and Conquer 5. Get rid of 4. Just delete 4, man. This doesn't even count. But yeah, I used to play that and kind of, lived on that. I was top 50 in the world on that and some aspects. But I remember playing a couple games of Command and Conquer where, um, man, I had a 40-hour match. It was me. I was ranked like 50, and this other guy was like ranked like 25th. And the whole game was just straight up back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it's just the game lasted forever, and it was nuts. It was crazy. It's crazy how you could be at a game like for 48 hours straight just because you're playing a ranked game and you're top 50 player in the world. It just continues. But that kind of like brings me down to that kid who died from playing StarCraft in Korea.
You talking about the original StarCraft, right?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
kid from
yeah.
Korea, man.
I
Like he's
remember
like,
that. We're hearing
yeah,
about that.
he's fucking just passed out and like died in a fucking gaming cafe. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, Some of these people, dude, some of these RTS players take that shit seriously, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
The fucking 100 and then like or 2 or 300 actions per second or per fucking minute. That shit's crazy when you're grandmaster level for StarCraft. That's insane.
yeah, yeah, being able to literally being able to develop an entire civilization in like 2 minutes inside your game time. That's
Yep.
insane. Like, that's insane. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I don't think people realize how fast you actually have to be reading and thinking to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
because you're thinking like 30, 40, 50 moves ahead of your opponent. Like you're just like counter, 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 counter.
at that point, you're thinking at a grandmaster level
Hmm.
chess player at that point in time.
Hmm.
Because that's at by the second move, most grandmaster chess players already have the game won inside their head. Now it's just falling everything else into place, which
The
in most RTSs, that's kind of what you have to do. You have to envision the end goal and make everything fall into place according to it. That is the only way it's ever going to succeed correctly if you are in those like combat style RTS.
Yep, and it's always that weird. There's always that weird fucker, man, that does something like completely like unhinged. Like
Yeah,
you play, yeah, the competitive stuff.
yeah, yeah.
I was watching I was watching this thing on YouTube on Age of Empire, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's this guy. His strategy is he just builds massive walls.
Interesting. Okay.
That's all he does. He just builds massive walls like over and over and over again. And he just walls people out. Like he just builds like the half the map as walls. And I'm like, whoa, that's a crazy strat. Has tons of workers building shit. I'm like, damn, that's nuts. I know when we played generals back in the day. Okay, I don't know what I could talk about on here. Well, oh, how do I say this here? I don't want to get banned, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Us get banned.
Yeah, I know, I know,
Yeah,
I know, I
okay,
know.
buddy.
Uh, but okay.
Fuck out of here with that
Okay,
nonsense.
well, they
Us
would.
get banned.
Okay, you could be. If anybody remembers that, you could be the. Basically, you could be the Taliban in Command and Conquer Generals. And I was playing a game once with my cousin, and this is kind of we were new to the game. And all of a sudden, I see these parade of cars going through the city, and I'm like, oh, that's cool because that's sniper scouts in a couple buildings here and there. Just watching these like cars just like roll around, and they're acting really weird, and there's no like targeting icon. I was like, I can't target. It's like, okay, well, this is kind of weird. Then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, they all head to the front line of my base. And all of a sudden, they start slamming into all my base defenses and blowing up. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? What's going on? And my cousin just did like a human barrage attack on my entire military defenses. And
Jesus.
it was one of the funniest fucking scenes I've ever played in any game. And it was just, I don't know, like stuff like that, man. Like,
You want to know something crazy though?
yeah.
So like, I want to talk about, you know, let's talk about a game that doesn't get enough respect for what it actually brought to the genre. But
Hmm.
we're gonna talk about Dune 2. Because like Dune 2 was a like genre defining fucking game for RTSs, like realistic.
It was made by Westwood, right?
If I'm not
Westwood Studios?
mistaken, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like without Dune 2 being made, games like StarCraft, Age of Empires, Command and Conquer, like games like that we would have never been able to have. Because like that was one of the games that inspired a lot of these people to make games like this. So like let's give credit to where credit's due. But Dune 2 really did like define the pathway for the RTS barrier of like what you could do and what you couldn't do realistically.
Yeah.
I mean, and you gotta think that came out in like 92. Like, it came out in the early 90s. The first RTS came out in the 80s. I mean, it came out in 82 with Utopia. I mean, which a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
people probably don't even remember that game either, but Utopia is an old game, dude. That's an old school game right there.
I've never played Utopia. What was it like?
You know, I've only played like 5 minutes of it, but the closest thing that I can tell you that it's like early Civilization.
Okay.
Like super early Civ. Like if I had to guess where Civ got their inspiration for it, it would probably have to be, it'd probably
Utopia?
have to be fucking Utopia. If I had to guess, if I was a guessing man. I don't like to be a guessing man, but sometimes you got to.
Man, that is some old school shit.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like people don't actually realize, but like some of these games, some of this shit, it's old. Like it's old school.
Dude, I
Super
like it.
old
I
school.
like it. You know what? I kind of like that vibe, man. I like the old school vibe that's going on right now. I feel like it's And I would talk to a lot of like org owners and stuff like that, and there's a consensus, man. It's something that me and you were talked about like last year on the podcast quite a bit. It's funny because like some of the trends that we talked about last year are totally coming true this year. I was like, shit, we could go back and like, hey man, we talked about this a year before it fucking happened.
Well, I
Um,
mean, I hate
it's
to say this because it's gonna sound arbitrary as fuck,
it's breathe it in, demise, breathe it in, brother.
but like the gaming scene is pretty much has been in a loop since the early '90s. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
We can argue tit for tat as long as we want, but there really hasn't been a new game genre to come out since the early '80s that has really redefined how gaming is, if that makes sense. When the RTSs were introduced, I feel like they really did change the game because they finally took that whole concept of, oh, you don't need a whole lot of brain power to play games, to, oh, you actually need to be thinking about like real time objectives of now what is going to happen in this game. See what I'm saying?
Well, the processing power. Like it's a whole different way of thinking. You take a first person shooters versus and this is kind of funny. I'm gonna say something that's kind of very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed it, right? A lot of like the community leaders and the org owners, man, they play those hyper RTSs and play a lot of those like strategy games. Like it's very strategic thinking,
Well,
and I
it's
find that
good.
as a very interesting observation.
See,
Because I go on my I'll go.
well, see, because like the thing with them is what I believe that they do. Oh shit, the command is popping crazy. The point of what an RTS, in my opinion, was to introduce the intellectual side of gaming
Mm-hmm.
because that's what it is. Like if there was ever a genre of gaming to where you really need to use your intellect to really like hone in on your craft, develop a strategy of attack. Like I mean, I could probably name 15 real-time stratagem games that have actually no, I can name 5 real-time stratagem games right now that have cornered the market at some point inside the last 20 years. You have Spore. Everyone forgets about Spore. You have Anno, Hearts of Iron, Civilization, Command and Conquer. 5 right off the bat that if you were to take any 5 of those games, it would take you a full 2 to it would well, Command and Conquer you could probably do in like 17 hours, realistically. A game
Type
of
of
Hearts and Iron you could
OG
probably
Command and
do in
Conquer.
like 23 and a half hours, depending on how you're playing. Oh, I get it again. It all depends on how you play.
You wanna know one of the craziest scenes I remember from gaming? This is the game that got me. Okay? It was my birthday present, right? And Command and Conquer came out around my birthday time on the PlayStation.
Okay.
PlayStation 1.
Okay.
Right? I remember playing it and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is so cool. This is so fucking cool, bro." Like you're playing with like little army men and shit like that. You're building bases up, and I was just like, and all of a sudden there were the cutscenes, right?
Yeah.
Kane would come out there, cutscenes, and Seth. If anybody knows where I'm going with this one, so Seth is like this guy. He's one of Kane's like right hand men, and Seth is just trying to command you to do something else. He's like, you got to do this mission, blah 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 blah. And all of a sudden, dude, I see a gun pointed to Seth's head, and boom, fucking Kane takes him out in front of you. And as a kid, you're just like, holy shit. And then Kane fucking throws him off to the side, and Kane sits down in his chair, and he's like, power changes quickly in the Brotherhood. And I'm like, holy fuck, man. That was a gangster ass scene.
Right.
And like I was hooked. I was hooked. I was done. I
It
was like,
was
man, I am now. That is like a defining moment in my gaming history, like that I'll always remember.
oh, yeah. That's awesome
That's
though.
a
Like
it's a great scene.
it is a great scene. Like honestly, it's a really good scene. And like one of the other things that I this is a game that I like to think is a real time strategy game that would be like a more modern real time
Hmm.
strategy game. But in a sense, Helldivers is a real time strategy game because it actually like if anyone who does know about Helldivers, to some extent, there is an RTS function to it because Joel, the developer of the game, is always fucking like making new missions and shit. Like he's actually doing it all the time. Like he actually does program what happens in the game to get done.
Well, your mission impacts the overall galactic map, right?
Exactly. But
Yeah.
like I also like how each difficulty, depending on the difficulty, will depend on how much impact you also get. So to a sense there's also a not just real time stratagem aspect, but there's also like a real time efficiency aspect as well.
Do
Because
you
the
know?
higher difficulties you do, the more efficiently you will liberate the planet or defend the planet, whatever it is you're trying to do. See what I'm saying?
Did you know that like the Helldiver guys were like trying to have 343 do that same thing with Helldivers with Halo? Like
I
I don't know if
do.
you knew that.
I know. It's crazy. Could you imagine if they would have partnered up? That would have been a pretty interesting collab. Like real shit.
Dude, that would have been amazing. Imagine fighting instead of like fighting the other things, you'd have been fighting the Covenant type
Imagine
thing.
fighting both.
Yeah.
Imagine them teaming up together, fighting
Jesus.
both. Dude, that would actually be pretty interesting. Like real
That
shit. The
that would have been
Covenant with
awesome, bro.
like the fucking Illuminate or something. That would be pretty
Yeah.
interesting. Like I would honestly, I think that would be fun to fight. As both a Halo fan and a fan of Helldivers, that would be a fun fight. Like that would be hella fun to try to do like a high castle with those two. Because you'd
Yeah.
have, like warthogs coming at you, but at the same time, like these like illuminate, like crazy walkers and shit, like coming at you. And it's just like, dude. Or I guess it wouldn't be warthogs, it'd be like phantoms and like wraiths and oh god, what was their tanks called?
The Scorpion.
Scorpions and like shit like that. Exactly. Like, could you imagine? Like that would be terrifying. I would probably shit my pants. I'm
Dude,
just,
that's where Halo went wrong, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
well,
Halo
I
went
mean,
wrong with
it's the same thing with like how Pokemon went fucking wrong too. Pokemon had a chance to get into the RTS scene like in a good way if they would have teamed up with Pow World. They could have had something really good there. That would have been an interesting collab. Like
dude,
honestly,
there's a crazy RTS game, Pokemon game that's only in China right now. I forgot what it's called.
I
But
don't
it's
know.
basically like a card game and you get a team of 6 and like
Hmm,
you have like the Pokemon like fight each other and you gotta like try to combo it up and like level up your character. It's kinda cool. It's really cool. I was watching it and I was like my friend showed me it.
really?
I think it was like she showed me about like a couple weeks ago, and I was like watching. I was like, "Oh, this is pretty fucking fun, man!" And they're not going to release it here in the states yet, from what I heard. I could be wrong, but like they're definitely testing it in China right now, and I'm like, it was really cool. It's like at each round, you have to like spend your energy and your cards and whatnot, and you got to like strategically spend shit,
It's
and
pretty.
then you fight. Yeah, it's cool. It's really
Okay,
cool.
1 second. I'm gonna do something. Hold up 1 second.
Here, I'll try to pull it up.
Hello there, Pedal. Hey, it's going good. I'm in the middle of a podcast, but I deemed you special enough to talk to you while in the middle of a podcast. So I want to get your opinion on something because probably one of the few people who would know. Would you consider Magic a real time stratagem game? Yes. Okay. There we go. Okay, so real time stratagem, Magic. I 100% agree with that answer too, because it 100% is a real time stratagem game.
All right, so I want to bring this game up. Called what is it called? It's called Pokemon Tactics or Pokemon Auto Test, I guess. That was a very interesting game. It looks like a very interesting game. I think. Hold on 1 second. Getting
No,
all
you're
right.
100% correct. 1 second, Nuker. Hold up. She's cooking. Let her cook real fast. Let her cook.
I can't even hear her.
Hold up.
Get her in here.
Actually, she does. She should get in here. Hold up.
Pedal, get in. Tell Pedal get in here.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I got you, Pedal. I got you.
Inside look at the Ego Discord.
Right, hey, my bad, Nuker.
You go to the bar, bro. Go to the bar. The cabana, the bar. Let's go, bro.
Yeah, hold up.
Shit.
I gotta remember how to invite people. There it is. It's been a
Special
minute,
guest
boys.
Pedal.
Special guest alert. The fucking host is a little.
Let's fucking go, bro. Let's fucking go. We've been
Man,
cooking. Eagle's been cooking some shit up, bro. Been cooking some shit up.
man.
New website coming in, new
Nice.
affiliate sponsorship program getting built, new clothing line, new video game in development. That's slowly coming along too.
Nice.
Mozzie's it's and we'll give you updates on that, but let's get back to the RTS. Let's try to bring Pedal in.
We're
But
bringing Petal in right now. No, it's good because she's one of the few people that can talk about like magic with me
Mhm.
and understand what I'm talking about because she plays magic.
She does.
Which, thanks to you, Petal, now I have to spend like $700 to build my deck. Thank you, by the way. So I
Don't
have to
worry.
build my god deck again. So there was this one deck that I had built. It got me banned from 5 different card shops. I'll tell you exactly why. I'll tell you exactly what I had built too. I had built a Bloodrid Knight deck. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm gonna mute myself in the Discord here.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
We gotta get her all set up. Get her all
All
set
right,
up.
y'all can hear me,
Dude.
right?
I can. Hold
We
up.
can hear you.
That's pretty
Petal,
cool.
what do you want your title to be?
You know what it should be.
Got you.
EGO line. That's
There you go.
that
Thanks.
bitch. How's your day going, Pedal?
The name speaks for itself today. I will say that. I laid the law down with my operations team and they can fucking deal with it.
Hold on. How do you get a picture on your thing?
I don't have a picture on my thing.
Yours is different than ours. I've been trying to figure out how to do that forever, man.
I have
That's just
have
her-
OBS.
yes.
Yeah.
No.
I can do that too. Watch, hold it.
I used to stream a long time ago and I have the materials to do it. I just don't have the setup for it.
Hold on.
Forget
So
to
you're
set-
saying that I can put OBS because I have OBS too, and have like my logo or something going around or whatever on here.
So what I would recommend doing is you can
Mhm.
get an Elgato keypad. You could get like a 6-key keypad, you could get a 15-key keypad, and what you can actually do is you can have those keys bound to specific actions. So let's just say if
Mhm.
you wanted to start a stream, you could press a button and it will send out alerts to your Discord, to your Twitter. It would like automatically fill out things. So that way it alerts people like, hey, you're about to stream. You press another one and launches the stream.
Giving out my secrets.
It's pretty fun. It is pretty fun to.
What?
It's
What the fuck?
it's pretty fun to
All
do.
right, I'm taking notes. Hold on.
Listen. I've done it. I've done it all.
I've done it all too.
I've
Stop
done it
giving out
all.
the secrets. Shh.
I like it's been a minute, but you can do it.
No, you really can. So, check this out. I do have blog discussions now inside the Discord for things that I will be talking about on the podcast. If you ever have anything that you want to talk about, put it in the blog discussion. It'll get talked about.
Gotcha.
But it's
Gotcha.
going to be good because that's not what I'm going to use. Because, like, for example, like, I love this. So, I posted a blog about Stellaris.
Uh-huh.
I posted one inside the Discord. I made it open. And my buddy River, good guy, great guy. He always has such good input on fucking everything. Like, it's not even fair. If I wanted input on what the fuck Helldivers ended up doing like 2 minutes ago, he has the information. Like, dude's a walking encyclopedia for video games. I wish he would come on the podcast. It would be phenomenal.
So now my question, the question that you asked me like a couple months ago, did that actually get recorded for the podcast?
I'm not
Everything's
sure.
getting-
So let's ask it again. Would
What's
you
the question?
consider magic an RTS strategy?
I do.
You do.
I do.
You do. Let's elaborate on this then.
Like I just stated, every game that you play is completely different. You're not going to get the same cards in your starting hand, especially after you mulligan. Like, for an example, and this actually happened to me this Saturday. I sent you my deck with Anik Thea, right? Like my favorite commander, absolutely love her. I ended up finding a way to actually self-mill myself so that way I could literally, so check this out. If I were to play the cards right, have Mending a Dominaria on the field. It's about to
Okay.
go off on my next turn, meaning all my stuff will come back from the graveyard and I
Yeah.
can reshuffle my shit, right?
Okay.
So all lands in the graveyard come back onto the field. If you have Redress Fate in your hand, you can cast that, bring all of your enchantments, including your enchantment creatures, legendary enchantments, whatever it is, and legendary artifact enchantments onto the battlefield. And so I have a way to basically take my deck, pitch it in the graveyard, and then bring it back. And I added those cards into it. It was Basalt Ozolith and this other artifact you like anytime when you untap an artifact or a permanent or whenever permanents untap, you mill a card. So you can, tap Basalt Ozolith, get the 3 mana, and then use that 3 mana to untap it, and it just goes back and forth, and you can mill yourself down. But the problem is I added those cards to my deck, and I
Okay.
played that game. I played the same deck 4 different games, and I was not able to get the combo to go off.
See, I have a few decks myself that are like that too.
So it's
But I'm gonna let
very
you finish.
it's very hard and it's very particular unless you have a way to do it using other cards and you actually have a way around it. That's just me and my take on it. Like it's very strategic. There's been games where I did phenomenal before I even upgraded it more, and there was games where it was like, oh well, I might as well scoop because I can't get any fucking mana or I can't get any of my fucking creatures. So it's like, every game is different. Every game is strategic.
Can I give you a little pointer of advice from a veteran?
Yeah.
Okay. With that deck you
Yeah, the
have,
thing about Magic, dude, you got to think of like counter the stack.
yeah, you
Yes.
do have to think about the counter stack. But hold up, Nuker, one sec.
Mm-hmm.
One sec.
Because you
Now,
have my deck list.
I do, exactly. That's the whole reason I told Nuker 1 second. Let me cook. Now, with that deck you have, you could do an instance of where you have creatures that are also tappable as mana as well. And it would still work with your deck. That way you don't run into that problem anymore. That way, when you're playing, so let's say you have like a creature that costs 1 mana. Cool. You play it down. But that creature is also could be tapped as mana. Now you have 2 mana already on the field. Now you place down, let's say you get another mana of whatever color. Now you have 3 mana. And then like another creature. Now that's 4 mana. Be like that way. Normally, I'll build decks out to where my lower creatures act as mana, and my higher creatures will act as like the DPS
Yeah,
and
like mana
defense.
dorks.
Exactly.
The issue is I will say this, I'm pretty sure you know about this since you are a veteran of Magic. There's a lot of controversy when it comes to people proxying their cards as well as people trying to purchase the real cards. You know what I mean?
There is a big dilemma with that.
So
I'm on
like
the fence about it
So like
myself.
for me, I'm a new player. I want to be able to like I'm still learning the game. I want to be able to have fun, right?
Mhm.
Like with the price of the basic commander sets in general, they're relatively expensive. And then if you want to get the cards to upgrade it, you're paying more for it. And it's just too much. So like what I've been doing is like since I'm still learning the game, like I'm actually printing out the cards at home and I'm using them to kind of play test different decks to see like I know what works best for me and what I can understand. So like my Anakthea deck, I don't want to have any proxies in it. Like I want it to be completely legitimate because like I put it all together myself, and I feel kind of proud of it even though it's not the best, but like I feel proud of it. But it kind of sucks when, you're new and you're trying to get into something and like think of it like this, my $75 mono green deck that I just put together, if I were to purchase those cards on like TCG or a
Looking
Card
at
Kingdom.
$200, $300
Yeah,
at
and
least.
it's because of, yeah, the cards are cheap, but then you're also paying for taxes and shipping fees and all this other stuff on top of it, or they may not have the card on stock. So then it's like you're not really getting either the full thing or you're overpaying for it. So me, like I'm okay if someone like someone wants to be able to play it, they shouldn't be judged if they proxy the cards. There are some exceptions though.
Well,
Okay,
No
tournaments.
power 9.
Tournaments.
No power
so
9
like
allowed.
my whole thing with proxies, I don't care if you use proxies in like house rules, playground rules. I do not
Mm-hmm.
believe in using proxies in tournament play though.
Yep.
I want to see silly stuff happen like at home, like in a casual sense. But
Exactly.
if it's like at a tournament level, yeah, you should probably have the legitimate cards.
Yeah, and
You
that's
know.
like that's where I draw my line. Like I don't care if you're using them, we're playing a casual game, whatever. I don't care. Play what you want. But the second you and I start playing for money, You put the proxies away, you break out the real cards. Because I'm going to break out the real cards myself. And we're going to play real cards because it's going to be a real tournament deck. And I believe that a tournament inquires anytime there is money or monetary value at stake. Whether it's a card being traded, you do not trade proxy cards if you're playing for cards. Proxy cards are not tradable. That is a big no-no in my eyes, personally.
You don't know. I have a story about proxies, man.
Like, but that is where I draw the line. I don't really care about if you want to use proxies with like home games and everything like that. But just the minute it goes into a tournament or like card for card trade style like matches, it should be the real card.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a proxy.
Like me and my group, we play with proxies because we all are struggling and it's hard to actually purchase some of these cards. And so like we do what we gotta do to be able to just to enjoy our time with each other. And honestly, I've had a lot of fun just like even simply like buying the sleeves and using regular cards that are not worth anything just to, at least have some support in them because it's just paper.
No,
But
exactly.
it's nice. It's a nice feeling just to be able to just sit down and be able to play a game, that can go in any way, shape, or form. And I've seen some crazy shit happen already.
Oh man, I've seen some crazy house rule games with some proxy cards. Like there was this one game I was playing. It was with my buddy Chandler. No, it was with my uncle Cecil. Actually, never mind. I'm pretty sure he had a proxy of what was it? There was of the giant earth beast creature from Final Fantasy VI. It's the first boss you fight. It was like a 9/9 forest. It was ridiculous. It had trample, rampage, and menace, and there was a menace.
I'm trying to think of what card that was. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, you
Was it
could
like a
only
giant
get
tree?
praxis. No, it was like a mammoth wildebeest looking thing. It was crazy looking
Okay.
though. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty crazy looking, but it was pretty cool though. At the same time because, like I said, I don't really care in like a house game setting. I don't care. Proxy whatever the fuck you want. I love it. It makes it more interesting. Oh, I don't like house games to be boring.
What I like is the group that I play with because we do a lot of things and the majority of the time everybody's deck changes.
Right.
Everybody that I play with, they know what I run, they know what I can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I've beaten their ass a couple of times because they were not expecting the things that I could do. So this yeah, I told them like, "Hey, I upgraded my deck, just be prepared." And the entire time they were just beating me down. They were targeting me.
That's how it goes. You shouldn't have ever opened your mouth. You
I
should have
know,
told them
I know.
shit.
I
Why'd you
know.
tell them?
I
Peddler,
felt
you're being way too friendly in Magic. There is no friends in Magic.
dude,
The second you get into the Shadow Realm, there is no more friends.
I
What are you
need
doing?
I need to
What are you doing?
show you my second commander deck. I'll have to put it on the website so that way I could send it over to you. But I have Snow Bunny. I have Miss Bumbleflower.
No,
But
no.
it's
But there's always a but.
it's it's not what you think. It's more of less of like, here, I'll give you a present and it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be a slap to the face
Oh,
kind
okay.
of
So it's
thing.
like my 16th birthday. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And honestly,
I
I have
love
a
it.
lot of fun with that deck too.
You know,
It is fun.
Petal, I want to play you in MTG Arena. I want you and I to play each other.
I don't
And
have
I
any
wanted
cards on that.
my God, you need to get cards on it. You guys need to get cards on it so we can all play against each other.
So
Because that's what being like a bunch of buddies run tournaments on, just because we all live so far. But
my
I want you to go up against my caustic deck, and I want you to tell me if you understand why I got banned in like 2 minutes out of a tournament.
my thing is like I did try to play MTG Arena like online, and
Mm-hmm.
I did not like it. I don't like it.
Did you play which MTG Arena? Did you
What
play?
whatever. Let me see, because I think I have it downloaded still.
Because it
Yeah,
really does depend.
it's Magic the Gathering Arena.
I'm pretty sure it's the same one I have.
Yeah, it's the one that Ketz uses.
Does he? Okay, so he'll definitely play with
Yeah,
you probably.
Ketz has it on. Like he has a lot more cards on there. He has a lot more decks.
I have a
He's
lot
the
of the
reason
decks
why
on
I
here.
got like he's the reason why I got into Magic because I actually wanted to, but I have dyslexia, and it's been really hard for me to actually comprehend everything that's been going on in the games.
No, that's
But
fair.
I'm
That's
getting
fair.
there. I'm getting there, and I did try to play Magic Arena online, but it's like I just didn't like it. I like the feeling of just like holding the cards.
I
You
get
know what I
that.
mean? Like
No, I
it
get
feels
that.
it feels a lot better.
You know, honestly, I feel like people really don't actually realize that RTSs really are like the building blocks to video games. Honestly,
RTSs,
like they go pretty hard.
D&D, yeah.
D&D, technically,
Tabletop games, man.
tabletops,
Like just
technically.
any tabletop.
Yeah, I mean
Like,
D&D.
especially if I'm playing Monopoly with a group of people, nothing is more satisfying than flipping the damn table when I lose. All
No,
right.
no, nothing is more satisfying than stabbing your friend inside the back directly to his face, smiling the whole time.
Hehe.
Let's be real. Nothing's more satisfying than when your friend lands on fucking Park Place and you have Boardwalk and Park Place with like 9 hotels on that bitch,
Oh,
on
that's
both of
always
them,
fun.
and you're just like, pay up, bitch.
Gotta give me that rent.
You gotta pay me. Nah, you gotta pay me the mortgage. Come on now. I got hotels on this shit. There's no rent. Come on now. There's nothing, or God forbid they land on like the railroads, and you own all 4. It's even worse then.
And you know what's sad? You can't flip the damn table when you're playing the game on Xbox, can you?
No, because then you break an Xbox. I
Yeah.
learned that.
Yeah, we can't be doing that.
No, you cannot. That is bad. Apparently, that is frowned upon by general America.
Or when you're playing Sorry, you know, it's a bump
Part cheesy.
part cheesy. How's your take on chess though? How do you feel about that?
It is the definition of RTS.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry, but there's a reason why some of the smartest people in the world still play chess to this day and only play chess.
I'm actually really good at chess,
I'm
and
pretty decent at it. I'm not gonna say I'm good, I'm pretty decent.
I used to play chess tournaments when I was little, and I would make boys cry all the time.
You
Dude,
would
do you remember the
probably beat-
park chess tournaments, man?
You would probably beat me then.
I don't know if you guys remember that. This is when like parks were safe to go to as a kid. This
Yeah.
is like
My
our
God,
My
you think parks
goodness.
were safe to go to? Oh, Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
Parkies, bro. Are Parkies even a thing anymore? Remember Parkies?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I bet you the kids nowadays don't even know what the hell Parky is.
I don't
Dude,
think I've ever heard of that, and I'm about the same age as you.
Dude, you never heard of a Parky?
No.
All
we're
right.
mainly in like retired communities.
Okay, so Parky is a person in the community that works at the park,
Let's talk about like a ranger.
kind of, but is this for like the playground and stuff? You know,
It's
there's a
still a
building in the middle.
ranger. The rangers still
Oh,
take care
okay.
of the
Yeah,
playgrounds and
Yeah.
shit.
my grandmother was one of them.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna
they would do
say.
like events and stuff for the kids during the summertime
Yeah.
with like bring out the Kool-Aid and then like play chess and checkers and all
Yeah,
that stuff for the
That
kids.
was still the Rangers, brother.
Was it still the Rangers?
Yeah, it
They
was-
called them Parkies though. It was cool.
Yeah, but I mean, they're still the Rangers. But hey, I think it has been a very monumentous return to the podcast scene again. I know that I've been away again. Real life shit hits. You gotta take care of your real life shit before you can have fun. But I'm hoping that we're gonna be back next Tuesday, or even sooner than next Tuesday. I'm hoping we'll be back in like 2 more days, 3 more days. 'Cause there's always cool shit happening inside the gaming scene, and I want to be on top of it.
Let's run it, baby. People
Like-
got to know about my game that we're developing too. Got to run that shit. Got to get it going.
Exactly. Like, I want to be on top of this. Like, there's a lot of shit happening inside the gaming world, and I want to make sure that I'm on top of it.
Indeed.
Like,
We got you. We got you, audience, man. We got you covered. We're in the trenches, bro. We're scouting out the fucking news, the games, the cat, whatever the hell. We're scouting it out, man. Clans, communities, games, industry. Let's go.
and the last thing I want to talk about, this is something that I'm just going to leave off because it's going to go more into the next show because I'll have more information about it in the next show. But I have recently been starting to play a lot of Fragpunk recently. I really enjoy the game. Like, I haven't actually enjoyed like a first-person shooter game in like a long time, but I'm really enjoying this game. It's like Rainbow Six and CS had a baby, and this is what we get. It is phenomenal. Like, every bit of the game is amazing.
I need to
I
get back into
love it.
Destiny. That's what I need.
Destiny.
That's what I need to do. I've stopped playing Destiny for a minute.
I don't blame you though.
You're
It's
playing.
so
You're playing.
repetitive.
You're playing Repo, man.
I know it's
Repo's
hard.
so good though. Which, by the way, I might be doing a Repo stream on Monday, and I might also be doing one on Friday if I get the right people.
Dude, we're all playing different games right now. That's crazy. Like Pedal's playing. Like we have a Minecraft server that's
You
like.
know. Listen, Linda.
Mm-hmm.
Things happen.
They do. I'm playing my robot game. You see stuff popping up on my
But
socials accounts
listen,
on that.
like
Mm-hmm.
the world is still there. Like we could go back to it at any given point in time we want. People are
That's
able to
Playing a
join.
lot of Frag Punk recently, and like these
See,
RTS
he's
early
playing
access
Fragpunk.
games, which have been
Pedal's
going really
playing
well.
Repo, and I'm playing War Robots Frontiers. You know, things happen.
Yeah, things happen.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I want to leave off on this note. Let's not mistaken that GTA 6 is still fucking delayed.
May 2026 or 2026. Yeah.
What is this, guys? Like, Rockstar, figure your shit out. Give us a good game, and I swear, if we're waiting this long for the game and it's a flop, you do realize there's gonna be riots in the streets.
What
Like,
if?
real shit.
What if? Hear me out.
I swear to God, if you say what if it never comes out, I'm gonna be rioting right in my house.
So what if they're saying that they're making it and it never comes out?
Look,
It's
listen
like
here,
what
Pedal.
is that
You're about to
Star
start a war.
that Star Citizen game? Whatever the hell that game they were really
Okay?
I think it's released.
You're about
Yep.
to start a war with those words.
I've played Star Citizen. It almost killed my computer though, but it's amazing.
I bet it did. It is a
Yeah.
really optimized game.
It's really, really good though. Like I will say
So good.
it's amazing, it's beautiful. I love the graphics. However, just the price of the ships is asinine. And I've seen some of those ships, but it makes sense. They need the funds to do the stuff that they need to do, but I'm
Yeah,
not going
but
to
it's
spend 20-person ship if I don't even have the people to play.
no, that's
Right.
no, that's
Right.
You know,
Dude, my friend dropped
Don't
like
blame
a
you.
fucking grand on that game, man. I was like, "What are you doing?"
however,
And
however,
like
what
you
I
have
think
to.
what I think would be really cool though is like in the ego, if that does come to happen where we have a lot of people in there, we could actually do that. That'd be so cool. Like having one person hop on with a $10,000 ship that they could buy apparently
Mhm.
that could fill 100 people and everyone could go and just take over the universe. That would be pretty dope.
There
It
he
could
is.
be dope, actually.
It would be.
But in due time.
In due time,
In due
indeed.
time.
Because you know what I must say? I must say this. It has been a phenomenal podcast back. I'm so glad to be back home. I'm glad to be back doing the podcast. There's gonna be more than one a week. I'm gonna say that right now. I'm gonna aim for
Let's
2
do
a
it.
week. That is my new goal. 2 podcasts a week. So
Check it. I'll be here, bro. Need me? I'll be here, bro.
honestly, I'm gonna start doing more like blog posts too, because I want to get a general constructive thought process of what people actually like think about some of the topics that I want to talk about. That way, I actually have real time thoughts of like, hey, like this is how this person thinks, or like this is how this person thinks. But like, what do we all think as a collective on this topic? See what I'm saying? Because
for
really,
sure.
at the end of the day, that's how you're going to change a dynamic of a game. As if you can get everyone's collective like thoughts about the game, break it all down to where it's constructive enough to where the developers have to listen to you. That's how you really like will change a game's pattern if you are trying to, if that makes sense.
No, makes complete sense.
But that is my goal. I am going to try to use this platform to change game developers' minds because they need to be changed.
Make
Because this
rated A games
cycle of
again.
bullshit we're in cannot continue to go down for $75 a fucking pop. Let's be real here. Let us be real here.
Did you hear what Nintendo was gonna do with their games?
I did.
Yo,
Fuck that. I will never buy a Nintendo game ever again.
that shit's no. It's like
And they sold out.
$80 or some shit.
It's okay. So it's like this. It's like 75. It's like $60 to $75 for the digital copy, and
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, you actually own this game, but they're gonna be leasing the rights to you to play
Yeah.
this game.
It's basically like leasing a car out.
And then
What the fuck?
And then if you wanted to actually purchase the actual game, like the physical game, it's even more money.
Yeah,
They're
it's
charging more
dumb.
money for it.
It's dumb. But you know what? We're going to talk about that on next week's podcast because you're going to be here. Or maybe we'll talk about it in like 2 days. Who knows? It's going to happen, though. Because
Okay.
it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm tired of Nintendo getting away with their nonsense. I'm trying. I'm just nonsense now. But that's going to be for next week's show. It's been a great show. Pedal, thank you for being here. Nuker,
Yeah.
it's always good having your eyes here.
Let's
Try
get
not
it.
to die on me, please.
No, I'm actually doing pretty well,
That's-
health wise.
Awesome. You know what? You get one of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're one of those. And you know what?
Damn,
Audience is too.
applause. Long applause. Okay. Take a bow. Yes, yes, yes. Throw the roses.
We have.
Dude, this is a great podcast. I like it. That's good shit.